Okay, welcome world, and the 4 people who are not late from coming back from break. To this week, let's see, today is May 5th. What is the significance of today? Cinco de Mayo. What is Cinco de Mayo? What is the significance of it?
The French?
What?
Mexicans defeated the French?
Napoleon.
Yeah.
Mexican what?
Defeated Napoleon and Maximilian.
Defeated Napoleon.
Right, the French.
But not the real Napoleon.
Okay, so my recollection is that in Mexico, this is not a big day. This is kind of an Americanized holiday. Anybody here? Any Hispanic people? Any Hispanic people in California know whether that's true, whether this is a big event in Mexico?
It's not a big event.
Okay, Luis says it is. Somebody there says it is not.
Uh-oh. They beg to differ.
Well, my recollection is it's not really a big event, not like our 4th of July. Okay, so today we're doing Google, or this week we're doing Google Chrome. And what is Google Chrome? Yes, a browser, okay. In California, what other browsers are there? What's the most popular browser?
Internet Explorer.
Yahoo.
Not Yahoo.
Firefox.
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 What's the most
What is Apple's? Safari.
DuckDuckGo.
What?
Isn't there one called DuckDuckGo or something like that?
Netscape. Netscape is an old one that's been gone for maybe 10 or 15, 20 years.
Wow.
DuckDuckGo.
He was saying duck, go.
AOL.
Okay.
That's what somebody here said, AOL. Well, no, it's not a browser. Okay, so a browser is the thing that enables you to get to the internet. Okay? The browser is the thing that enables you to get to the internet. Internet Explorer is made by whom? Microsoft, right. Microsoft wrote Windows, and whenever you buy a computer that has Microsoft on it, it has Internet Explorer. And that is being phased out. But Internet Explorer, Firefox, what was the purpose of Firefox? Why did they come into existence? Yeah, less bugs, supposed to be faster. And why did Chrome come into existence? Okay, so Chrome came into existence because Google wanted to have their own browser because they had this vision where they would have a bunch of products and they wanted to design the browser that they ran in. It's sort of like the Google operating system. It's sort of like, it's not, but it's sort of like that. So since all Google apps are designed to run on the internet, they wanted to have control of being able to get to the internet so that their stuff ran properly, as opposed to running on Microsoft's platform called Internet Explorer. And so the good thing about Chrome is all Google apps run very well in Chrome because they're designed to run in Chrome. And then Chrome has other versions of Chrome that you can use on what? What other kind of devices other than a PC?
Tablet.
So your tablet, your smartphone, you have Chrome on that. So again, it makes running applications a lot easier, better, more efficient. And when they upgrade it, they just upgrade it in the background. It's not like on Windows where you have an upgrade on Windows and what happens when you turn your machine off sometimes on Windows. Yeah.
Turn back on it, remember.
Well, it's saying it's doing an update, right? Don't turn off your computer, updates in progress. So So Chrome is Google's browser. And part of the thing when you talk about moving a company to the cloud, that means you want to make sure they get off of Internet Explorer. Because the Google apps might run well in Internet Explorer, but they weren't designed to run in Internet Explorer. They're designed to run in what? In what? Chrome, right. They're designed to run in Chrome. So if you're going to convince somebody to switch from Internet Explorer to Chrome, what would you say, Mike?
Google Apps run better in Chrome.
Okay, good. So Mike has a good memory. What else might you say?
You might say that everything is connected to Chrome. I mean, everything is connected to Google.
Okay, so another variation of the same thing, and that's basically all you can say, is we don't need Microsoft anymore. We're moving to the cloud. We need to run on a cloud-based everything, cloud-based. Google is the best overall solution for cloud-based apps. Why?
They're much more efficient.
Huh? Okay, well, why is Google better than any other, overall better than any other thing? So, for example, is Skype, no, is Skype, good guess, is Skype better than Hangouts on Air? What would most people say?
No.
Yeah, most people would say, yeah, Skype is better than Hangouts on Air. Is Facebook better than Google+? Most people are going to say, yeah, okay? But with Facebook, you don't have all of the apps that you get on Google. And so for the new students, we study 8 Google apps. This week we're doing Chrome browser. Google gives you the best suite of all of these essential apps. Does anybody else have anything like Facebook? Not Facebook, YouTube. A video library, sharing library for video. Not really. Not really. There's little companies that have stuff, but nobody is really like YouTube out there. And who owns YouTube? Google, right. How about Gmail? Okay. There are, a lot of people might say Microsoft Outlook is better than Gmail. But if you take all of the services that Google offers, they're better than anything else out there. And Chrome should be pulled along with it. Even though Internet Explorer might be better than Chrome, I don't think it is, but it might be better than Chrome. But all of the Google apps are a better end-to-end solution than anything else. So Google Chrome should be included in that. And one of the good things is Google is an innovative company. They do a lot of things just because they're good, they're cool. You never hear about Microsoft doing things because they're good and they're cool. Right? Anybody come up with anything that Microsoft has done that's good and cool that wasn't for the purpose of selling products? Okay, so you could say the Xbox 360, right? Well, they didn't do it because it was good and cool. They did it because they wanted to sell game stations, right? Is there any game that Microsoft has that's good and cool that they don't charge for? Not really. So Google has a different model, and that is the best model for going to the cloud. We're just going to keep repeating that over and over and over again, that the cloud is the primary way that you're going to get a job in an office, is talking about the cloud, not saying you can type. And some people, let's see, 27, so that's good. 16, okay. 20. Okay, 12, all right. So you're not going to be able to get a job because you can type. You won't get a job unless you can type, but just because you can type, you're not going to get a job. You're not going to get a job just because you know word processing, spreadsheets, things like that, though you won't get a job unless you know how to do that. You need to have a skill that other people don't have. and that is the cloud. All businesses are moving to the cloud. Why? Mike, why? Why are all businesses moving to the cloud?
More people will see it.
Okay, what does that mean? How does that translate to a business owner?
More customers.
Okay, and what do business owners care about? Making money or saving money. So the cloud enables businesses to make more money and to save more money because they can be more efficient. Even if you have a carpet cleaning business or something as simple as Nolan's idea, what was Nolan's first idea? Dog walking business. Even if you have a business as simple as a dog walking business, if you promote that business in the cloud, it's going to be a lot easier for you. You can have hangouts on air with the owner, let the owner call you, put it on there, and then show them their dog while you're walking the dog. You can do that with a hangout on air from your phone. And people who care about their dogs, I can guarantee you at this second in time, there's some dog lover who's at work thinking about their dog. Okay?
It's true.
If they had a way to say hi to their dog,
Oh my God.
they would.
Yeah.
There are people like that, or their cat, or their tarantula, or whatever it is their favorite pet. And with Hangouts, it's easy to do. With the smartphone, you can do it at any time. If you have a carpet cleaning business, you can use the cloud to take videos to show the owner. You go through, you do the the survey of the house. You got a stain here. I'm going to try to get this out. You can use your smartphone, set up a Hangout on air. You could be talking to them. They join your Hangout on air. You're pointing out the stain of how it looks in the carpet. Is that great? Well, I don't know if it's great, but it's better than the person who can't do that, than the carpet cleaning business who can't do that. Today on our staff meeting, we were talking about, we don't have a magazine here. Yeah. Okay, so we're talking about our magazine, and a competitor's coming to town that's from Chicago. And they have stories that they give you the first 2 paragraphs of the story and then the web link. So you can watch the rest of the story because they mail the magazines to people's home. And so if you have the magazine mailed to your house, what do you usually also have at your house? Computer. You have a computer. So if you get a magazine that says, if you like this story, go to www whatever, you can see the rest of the story. Well, okay. But our magazine is not mailed to most of our people. It's put out in locations and people go pick it up. So we came up with the idea of putting a QR code. What's a QR code? Yeah, it's square. It has a bunch of dots and little rectangle things in it. Putting a QR code in the magazine, like let's say it's an ad, and with your okay, yeah, everybody should have a QR code here. Who doesn't have an ID badge? You don't have one? Okay. So that thing on the back is a QR code. So with this and a QR code, what can you do? You just open this up and it'll go right to the video or whatever you're doing. So your business cards in the future should have your QR code on them. And from there, so you have your QR code. So a person sees your QR code and they have their phone, right? They go to the QR code and then you can send them to all kinds of places. Put in the job code. So you can start a job with somebody, send them an email, okay, I'm getting started, here's the job code, here's my QR code, scan this on your phone. When it asks you what's the job code, put in this 3-digit number, and then there'll be a little link here. You could pull up a video, or you can have a Hangout on Air call with me immediately. I'll answer the phone. You don't need to look up my number. You don't need to do anything. You can see the status of your job. The bill is there. There's a button that says pay. They can pay it. It's just so much easier to do business with people if you have Return of the Prodigal Son. Okay, so you can do so many things. So your best success for getting employment, stable and meaningful employment, is with the cloud. And you have to know the cloud, which means you have to remember the cloud. You have to be able to articulate it. You have to be able to anticipate when you're in your interview how you can direct that interview to get you to talk about the cloud in such a way that you want. And so Chrome is part of it. Chrome is a very important part of the cloud, moving to the cloud, because that's one of the first things that they have to do. Stop using Internet Explorer and start using the cloud, or Chrome. Now, how do we go from Internet Explorer to Chrome? How do you do that? In California, how do you get Chrome on your machine? You just bought a new Microsoft PC. It's got Windows loaded on it, Internet Explorer. How do you get Chrome on your machine?
Download it.
Huh?
Download it.
Okay, how do you download it?
Just search it.
Type it in.
Okay, so you go to what?
I would guess it would be like google.com/download.
Just type in Chrome.
Just type in.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, so from your browser, you can just type in Google or google.com, and without much effort, you'll be able to find the ability to download Chrome. Or you could type in Chrome from the browser bar. And then you download Chrome. And what are one of the options when you download Chrome? What can you imagine an option is? Well, after you install it, you want to do what? You want to make it your
Primary browser.
default, right? You want to make it your default browser. So it will automatically put the little Chrome emblem, which is what?
Color.
Yeah, two circles, an inside circle and an outer circle, and the outer circle has 3 colors on it. That'll put that on your desktop, and you can pin it to your taskbar. How do you do that? If you have something on your desktop, how do you pin it to your taskbar?
On the address.
Click on it. I think you right-click on the icon. One of the options should be being the taskbar. See that? Anybody? Bueller? Okay, good. Okay? So you want to have these things on your taskbar at the bottom of your screen. So it's 2 circles, like a blue circle, an outer circle that has green, red, and yellow on it. That is how you launch Chrome. And so from now on, I mean, you do it every day, but when you go to work and you're talking about moving to the cloud, download the Chrome browser, you pin it to your taskbar, and then anytime you want to get to the cloud or to Chrome, to the internet, you push the Chrome browser icon. And that's how you get there. Okay, but what are we going to do today? What did our thing say that we're going to do today? What we're going to do is set up Chrome. So how do we go to set up Chrome? Okay, how do we set up Chrome? As Philip said, you go up here to the upper right corner, and there is a little button that has 3 parallel bars on it. So go up there and click on that, and that's what happens.
Which option is it again?
Three parallel bars. Clicked on the three. Parallel bars. Well, you want to click on this button right here. This button right here.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a drop-down box. Okay? And then from there, you go to where? Nope. You go down to settings. Fifth one from the bottom. And it should look like that. Settings. Under this. So the first thing I want everybody to do is to confirm that your email address is right here. Okay. Anybody not have their email address up there? Okay, Desmond, do you? Okay, good. So did Phyllis set this up for you, or did you set it up, Desmond?
Well, I set it up, but there was a problem where I logged in an old Chrome account, and then I logged in to, I logged out of my old Chrome account, logged into the one that you guys gave me, but for some reason I was still logged in my old account.
Okay. So in here, then are you still that way, or did you fix it?
No.
Okay. So then you see what you'd have to do is do what?
Log out of the browser.
Okay. So did you see the button on there that says disconnect your Google account? Everybody see that? Okay. So here's what's an important thing to know. If you're logged into, if you go to a machine, anywhere, any computer, anywhere, you can log into that as you, and it will bring all of your settings to that machine. That's a powerful tool. If you don't log out, the next person who comes along, what can they do? They see your settings, and they can screw it up and delete your stuff, add other stuff, and so you don't want to be in the habit of having it so that the machine automatically logs on to your thing unless you know you're the only person using that machine. And so when we move seats here, one of the first things we tell people is to do what? Log off from your machine. Now, Lisa's brought up a good point. No, that's a different thing. I'm going to talk about that right now, though, too. Whenever you shut your machine down, like at break time, you should run the eraser to delete your history of everything that you've done. Tomorrow, we'll talk about extensions and apps. We're not going to talk about that today. We're just going to focus on settings for now. So is anybody not in settings? Okay, good. Everybody's in settings. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to configure this to be as professionals, not amateur people. So when you get it, you get Chrome, it's set up for people who are amateurs. We want to set it up for being used as professionals. So imagine you're at work. You're not here in school, you're not at home, you're at work. And what do you want the thing to do on startup? What would you say, Zach? What would you want the machine to do when you start it up? You launch Chrome. You're at work. You're at work.
Project that I'm working on, like all the tabs.
Okay. Okay. Right. So you want to set it up to be as productive as possible. So Lewis, what were you going to say?
I wanted to ask for that.
Okay. Okay. Beyond that, let's say you go to work, everything's set up, you're now at work, you're logged in. What do you want the machine to do? Where do you want to be?
Go to what you're using.
Right. You want to have it set up so you can be as productive as possible. So of these three choices, which one do you think you should choose where it says on startup? What would you say, Zach?
Where are you at?
On startup. On startup.
Right here, on here. Which one would you want?
No. Right here on startup. Open the new tab. Left off. Open specific. Last one, open specific set of pages. Continue where you left off. Okay. Yeah. So for work purposes, you should open a specific set of pages. And you see here, it gives you the opportunity to set the pages. And then further, so click on set pages. And then further, you can have use current pages. So if you went in and you got this set up already, you have the tabs open that you want, you would just go here, start at pages, click specific pages, and all you have to do is click on use current pages. Yes, Mike.
I would just say that I at work would set up my first one is my calendar so that I know what I'm doing today, what appointments that I have, and that would be my first page that I would want set up so that I can be prepared for the day.
So I agree. That would be something. So one of the first tabs that everybody should have is your calendar. And here at school, you know, we do things on the clock, and so having your calendar as a tab that automatically opens. So whenever you open Chrome, it's going to automatically have a tab for your calendar. That is smart. That's good professional too. What's another app that we use a lot? Google Plus and Drive. Now I wouldn't do Drive there. I wouldn't put Drive as an open tab. I used to do Gmail, but now I don't. So I usually like to have two things: Calendar and Google Plus. At work, you might have a job where maps are important. So you might want to have it launch maps. So as soon as you walk in, you launch Chrome. 16 seconds, your map page is open, your calendar's open, you're ready to start working. But anyway, on this, so you can put in the stuff that you want, add a new page, put it on there, hit OK, and that's how easy it is to start customizing that. Next is appearance. This is one place where people kind of get in trouble, because they click on Get Themes. And bosses hate when they walk behind you and look at what's on your computer. They don't like to see personal stuff on your computers unless they make it very clear. We want you to have your personal stuff on your computers. But most businesses don't. They think that they're paying you or they're saying it's okay to do personal stuff on your computer. So that means when they find you doing Facebook, that you're going to say, oh, I thought I could do Facebook. I thought I could, customize my computer. I didn't really care. So when you have personal stuff on your computer and they didn't tell you to do it specifically and they see it on there, it's not going to be a positive thought. They're not going to be thinking positive stuff. So, my suggestion is the only time to, if you have an appearance on there, you have something that's related to your work. The logo of your company or a building or something like that, store, products they sell. So if your boss comes up behind you and he sees what you have on there, it's work related, which gets the message across you care about work, right? But what happens if you like surfing and a theme you have on here is for surfing and your boss sees that? What's your boss going to think you're thinking about? Surfing. Huh? Okay, so usually that isn't a good thing because they're thinking, gosh, this guy wishes he was out surfing rather than being at work. And it just starts going down a bad path. So, the safest thing to do is just leave the appearance the way it is. Don't add stuff to it. Search. So this should say, so on search, it should look like that. It should say Google. Now what I want everybody to do is click on the thing that says Manage Search Engines. And then delete everything other than Google. So under search, anybody have any issues? Can't find it? Under search, manage search engine. Get rid of everything.
Let's see where yours says head.
Yeah. I would just get rid of everything that doesn't say Google on it. Now, the stuff that you use, that'll come back. And you might have some stuff that you want to keep on there because it'll just make it faster and easier to do stuff. Okay, now, here's another benefit about Chrome. In Chrome, the thing about Chrome that is great is you can customize Chrome. Or, and when I say customize, you can customize the tabs that open when you start Chrome. Tabs are the things at the top. Everybody knows what a tab is, right? Okay. So you can customize what tabs automatically open. In the, what's that white bar beneath it called? Omnibar. You can't customize that, but to the right of that, you can customize your, what are those things called? No, the other thing. Extensions. You can customize your extensions. That's these things here. Okay. Customize these. Now, what is this area here called? Okay. You can customize your bookmarks bar. And the bookmarks bar, though, is where I would have Drive. But I wouldn't just have Drive, I would have files. Or like you could have the map on there. So you want to customize your bookmarks bar. So whenever you launch Chrome, you can have it so that it automatically loads tabs you want, extensions you want, bookmarks you want, make it an experience. But it does more. There's more. Wait, there's more. Okay? You can also have multiple users. So you can have other variations of tabs, extensions, and bookmarks. So it's like you have 2, 3, 4, 5 different people. So see, this machine is set up all PC Vegas and for builds. So it used to be a year ago, like when you did it, where was the other thing located?
sharing or like synergy. Or,
It's synergized, but where did you get, how did you get to it?
oh, there was an icon at the upper left.
In the upper left. So if you wanted to change users in the upper left, click on your icon. Now they've moved it over here to the right. So watch this. So right now it says LTC Vegas. Which person? And I can switch. So if Phyllis was up, she'd switch it and would have her stuff. So, the unintended thing about this, if you're a devious person, you have your account, your personal account, and your work account. And when your boss wasn't around, you'd be using your what? Your personal stuff. And then when your boss came by, when you started hearing your boss's footsteps, quickly click over here, click which person. Now, we use different accounts for a couple different reasons. So guys over there on the magazine thing, they have the magazine settings for Chrome that everybody shares, and they have their personal stuff, their work stuff, their personal work stuff. So from whatever machine they're on, they can go to the magazine, apps, bookmarks, or they could be on their own stuff. And if you have other multiple projects that you're working on at work, you set up additional Chrome users for that. So that's just another huge, great way to customize Chrome to be more productive, to be a professional. So you don't just use Chrome as you get to use Chrome as other people. Now, so in California, Dennis?
Yes, Ed. Hello?
Yeah.
You asked me some question?
Yeah, so what questions does anybody have there?
Let's see, any questions, anyone?
Any questions on Chrome?
What's that?
I want to know in which in settings, we have one I use both accounts, personal account.
Okay, a student was saying something about a personal account and business accounts. Which one can handle both? Sync them? Can you sync the personal accounts and business accounts?
Can you sync?
Yeah, I think.
Can you sync personal accounts and business accounts?
Yes. I think that's what she was trying to ask. Is that it? So you want to sync two different accounts together? I think that's a question.
Well, why would you want to do that? Why would you want to sync two separate accounts as opposed to just one?
So
Simplify it. So you could open one mailbox and have access to all the emails. Consolidate.
they wanted to, I guess, to simplify it, just to open up one account and have both there.
Well, okay, so in Gmail, you can have multiple accounts and have those synced into your Gmail, right? You can do that. You can send as multiple people, you can receive, you can have your emails forwarded from different Gmail accounts into one account, and you can send from multiple accounts. In Chrome, I'm not sure why you would want to sync two different accounts. You could just add the same features to your bookmarks bar, your extensions, and to apps, which we haven't talked about. So what is it that you want to sync in Chrome?
I think she has the answer with the bookmark.
Yeah, she's at the bookmark. She's just on the browser bookmark.
She wants to sync the browser bookmarks. Well, you can just add those bookmarks to the other Chrome setting.
Okay. She said okay.
So Chrome isn't really about syncing stuff, except for between different machines in the same account. It's about configuring it to be personalized for your needs, to give you flexibility so you can set it up however you want. Now, let's see, if I go to settings, up under sign in, there's a thing called advanced sync settings. Okay, but I think this is between accounts. I mean, not accounts, between devices. So that if you do something at your house, on your computer there, you add something, you want to make sure that it's synced, so when you get on a computer somewhere else, it's also synced. Okay? What's another question there?
Any other questions? Ed.
Yeah.
Would you say the main difference between, before we can clear this up, between apps and extensions? So like apps are basically like little mini websites and they run within the browser and don't require any additional downloads, versus extensions, they usually affect something, or you wanted to do or perform a certain task.
Okay, so
just clearing up the difference between extensions and apps.
Okay, so an extension and apps are very, very similar. The extensions show up on the right side of the omnibar. Can you see them? I don't know if you can see them on my screen. Okay, so yeah. So the extensions show up right at the omnibar. The apps show up over on the left. You have a button that says apps. So what I want everybody to do right now is to click on open a new tab. How do we open a new tab? Okay, so you click on a non-tab and you open a new tab. To the right of your last open tab is some little mini tab or something. You click on that, it'll open a new tab. And what does it say is the name of the new tab, Mike?
Nothing. New tab.
It says new tab, right. Okay, that's how you know it's a new tab, because it says new tab. So do you have one? New tab open? Okay. Now, over on your bookmarks bar, all the way to the left, what does the button say, Jesse? On your bookmarks bar, all the way to the left, it says apps. So click on apps, and now what does your new tab bar, your new tab say?
Apps.
It says apps. And you might have, this is the app, my apps page. This is what my apps page looks like. First page, my apps page. But you can have all of these other things that we generally call programs, but they're apps. And so I have that page, that page, that page of apps. So these are little like programs that you can run within while you have your browser open. They're very much like extensions, except you get to them by going to your apps page. And you have to create a new tab. What if you don't open a new tab before you go to extensions? I mean apps. What happens? It changes the tab you're on. And that could be very frustrating because you might be on something and you want to go, let's say, to Wikipedia because you've got a document open. You want to go to Wikipedia. You go to your apps page, click on Wikipedia. It's going to get rid of your what? Your document. Now you're going to be, so you have to be careful when you're doing apps. You want to make sure to open a new tab before you click your apps page. And so how do we get to, how do we add apps? Let's just talk about that for a second. Okay, where do you get to the web store? On your page. Where on the page? Where does it say that? On my page. Tell me where it is. Oh, okay. So Tim is saying row 3, column 3, right? Right, Tim? Okay. So I have that. I have it web store on my apps page, but down at the very bottom right corner, there should be a thing that says web store. Okay, now that'll pop up a page that looks like that. And you look, and where it's highlighted over on the left side, what does that blue bar say, Velvet? Apps, right. Okay, thank you, Lisa. It says apps. Now, in the search, I can put in whatever I want. Let's say I put in fishing. And I hit enter. Now it's going to come up with any app or extension that has fishing in the name. So there's fishing games, latest fishing weather, fishing joy. Those are apps, extensions, web filter, pro. Themes, Windows 8 fish. Okay, so in the section where it says apps, if I wanted to download an app on fishing, I check the one I like, I click free, and it will download it. Where will that go? Where do you think that'll show up? Will it be on my desktop?
Apps page.
Right. It'll be on the apps page. Okay, now over on the left, if instead of hitting nothing, I click on extensions, what does it show in the big screen in the middle? It just shows the extensions. It doesn't show any apps anymore. In California, a lot of students take a class in medical terminology. If I type in medical terminology, I get a couple apps show up. So if your job, you have work that has technical stuff, there will probably be an app. If there's not an app, at some point in the future, there will be an app. See if they have pizza. Okay. So there's some pizza games. There's Domino's Pizza. Okay, so mainly pizza games. All right, so it's just about break time. But to review, Chrome is Google's browser. It's the gateway to the internet. You can't get to the internet unless you start at a browser. We want you to always use Chrome from now on. Don't use Internet Explorer at home and say, I'm going to use Chrome here, because you're not going to be good at both. You're always going to be going there, doing something, and say, oh, okay, I'm in Chrome. How do I do this in Internet Explorer? I'm in Internet Explorer. How do I do it here? I'm in Safari. How do I do it here? Just master. It's better to master one thing than to be an amateur at many things. Chrome, you cannot go wrong with Chrome. Google is a good company. They're not bad guys. Google is a good company. They're going to be around. So use the Chrome browser. When you go to work, if you're convincing people to move to the cloud, or if you're going to start your own business, don't use Internet Explorer. Use Google Chrome, because the apps, the other 7 apps that we use, are all designed to work in Chrome. Okay, and maybe they're not the best individually, but collectively they are the best, and they're going to continue to improve. And what we see is you can have this other thing called an add-on. So when you're running something like Google Docs or spreadsheets, you can have something that looks like an app. It's called an add-on. So when you're running it, it's just another thing that makes it easier to use. Okay, so we're going to review this tomorrow, and by the end of Thursday, everybody should have their Chrome set up for the way they want it and feel very comfortable in using it. And that means your bookmarks bar too, the things that we do here. Okay.